Morning. We are talking Lyme disease today. Oof, it's a big topic. Got lots to talk about. Good morning everybody. Hi Asma. Hey Asma. Hi guys. Welcome in. I'm going to share out the live and then we're going to get going. Everybody doing good? Okay. Hi, Gabrielle. Hold on, I'm just gonna send this out to all our peeps. We have been, it's beautiful here in New York. It almost feels like, I don't even know, like early spring. It's nice out. Okay, we're gonna talk about Lyme. It took me quite a lot of time to write this, but it's about, I don't know, close to 80 pages of information. So if you are suffering from Lyme or you know someone, it's pretty extensive information. Look at this packet. I'm gonna show you. It's up to like 1 in the morning. Making sure, look at this. All that just for you guys. Tons and tons of info. At the very end is food, but we are probably going to do some of that food first. And I'm going to go through, we only have about 2 hours for class today because I got a bunch of other stuff going on. But we're going to go through it. And let me see, I want to go through the recipes really fast. Ooh, we have an immune tea. I want to see, I have a cucumber. Oh, this is going to be delicious. We're going to do this. Unsweetened spinach, flaxseed, collagen peptides. Ooh, I don't think I have collagen peptides, but we'll try it. Good morning. Hi, Teresa. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Hi, Ashley. I know. Look at this. I mean, if you have Lyme, this is a good place to start. It's, I sent it over to, and it's all, so what I like to do is I come from a kitchen pharmacy perspective, but also like sort of non-conventional, like, okay, we know that the conventional treatment for Lyme is antibiotic, and we all know somebody that's done that and it doesn't work, So this gives you all the information to make even better choices. And I have to say, for me, I'm one of those people like do the antibiotic, but also do these 50 other things because it doesn't just, it's sort of like, I think this is my personal opinion from years and years and years and years of being in my little food and healing bubble. Please go like the list. Come on, Kia. Hi, Janine. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. But I believe that, we need to do a lot of work on Lyme. And it's sort of like a super bug now. It just gets worse and worse every year. Okay, wild blueberry. Oh, chia overnight oats. We could look at that. We have egg muffins, wild salmon. So I'll try and pull these recipes in throughout because that's my jam. But there's about, I think there's like 8 or 9 recipes to just kind of get you started. And really they're all about, okay, here, this is what we're gonna make. All right, I got you. All right, I got some recipes that we'll make too. And these are, mostly about anti-inflammatory because when you get Lyme, your body's full of inflammation and you got to support that, support that part of the healing and takedown. Chef, in my teens through my 30s, love new recipes. Oh, well, welcome, Jean. If you're here for the first time, you're going to have a good time. And in a few minutes, you'll see all the regulars start showing up. And this is my Wednesday morning kitchen pharmacy class, Jean. And if you go to the Book of Face, you can download everything's the Organic Food Movement. All my replays are on YT, and then you have my made from scratch email. And it's great because this entire column is all the classes for every month, so you know exactly what I'm up to. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome. All right. Yeah, it's a great resource to have because it's, then you don't have to miss it. Most of them are booked. Saturday mornings is kitchen hacks. Let's see, Saturday mornings kitchen hacks. Monday night is our chef's table. That's all the foofy, yummy food. And then Wednesday is sort of our, healing, food and healing piece, the kitchen pharmacy. And then, every other day I fill in with other stuff. So welcome. Hi, superfan Heather. Okay, so let's talk about Lyme. I feel like there's a lot of, I think it started sort of in the East Coast. Sorry, hold on, let me fix this. It started over here in the East Coast in my neck of the woods. And, it's gotten to the point where, for me, I'm always afraid to wear, like in my yard, if you step out into my yard, you're getting a tick. It's the way it is. Our animals get them all the time, so we're constantly doing things, and keeping the grass low. There's a lot of things, but we have a lot of deer here. They carry them, a lot of critters. I'm in the woods. So you kind of have to be vigilant. A lot of tick checks. My daughter knows it's like tick check time. When you came back from the woods, you were like this. And you'd find them and stuff. So, hi Melanie. Thanks for my heart. Appreciate it so much, guys. So, you really, it's one of those things that when you live in an area that has a lot of Lyme, Canada's now the same. See? Are you Italian? I am Italian. I'm a few things, but half Italian. And I live in New York. I got the double whammy. All right, I'm just putting on my tea. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna click over. So I wrote about 77 pages on Lyme. I kind of connected and I printed it all so that I could go through it with you guys, but I'm gonna have to find a better way because it's a lot of wasted paper. But I'll just give this to somebody that has Lyme. If you want me to mail it to you, DM me and I'll just mail it. But it is in the link, LINK in the BIO. Good morning. Are you in Brooklyn? I am not, Camille. I'm not in Brooklyn. I'm north of the city. You guys watching all the crazy from the Knicks game this week? Woo! New York's on fire! I'm drinking my mushroom coffee for my morning. My daily. Hey, John. Good morning. Hi, Becky. Welcome in. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so let's chat. All right. First, I got to do my mushroom coffee. I get a little sidetracked when it's mushroom coffee time. Where's everyone from? I'm North Carolina. Hi, Jean. Oh, I would love to know where everybody's from. Good morning. Hi, Melanie. Let everybody know where you're from. I love that, Jean. You're already part of the pack. Wait till Robin gets here. Pennsylvania. I love that. I love when you guys tell me where you're from. It's so fun to say. I used to order that coffee. It's very expensive. Yes. But Camille, I'm on, rotation. I'm going to slow it down a little bit, but it has helped me so much. Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Two Rivers. I love that, Maggie. Welcome. Oh, now I'm so interested in hearing where everybody's from. So, and then we'll get busy. While I'm pouring my morning coffee, spilling it all over my counter. We made the most yummy chicken the other night in chef's table class. I ate it, and then I made it again last night, and I think I might make it again tonight. And I sent the recipes to Tyler to post them, so they'll be up shortly, and you guys will have access in the recipe vault. Okay, so the purpose of the Kitchen Pharmacy Guide is to talk about a perspective, not versus right or wrong, but instead, like, I just want to show you that there are other ways to do things and to help you have the information to become an advocate, and to share it. The best part about the recipe vault is you can download the information and then it belongs to you, I appreciate it if you just use it for you. But it works, right? So we're gonna look at what is Lyme disease. So I consider it a parasite, but it's really not a parasite. It's parasite-like. And it's a bacterial infection that primarily caused by this like spiral-shaped bacteria, and it's called I'm reading it, Dorferi. I'm not really good at these big names. And it's transmitted to humans through the bite of an infected black-legged ticks, commonly known as deer ticks, right? So the CDC estimates that hundreds of thousands of Americans are diagnosed and treated with Lyme each year. Now, there is a thing where there's a place called Lyme, Connecticut. There's also a place called Block Island, which is, a very fancy place. But there is also, the conspiracy of, there was some sort of, experiment, and these ticks were infected. I don't know. That's one conspiracy. I do like to read conspiracy theories because, like chemtrails, they wind up sort of, there was some truth to them, but I've never really went down that rabbit hole for Lyme, but it's always in the back of my head because I live in the radius of where ground zero of Lyme happened. So, there's a lot of Lyme out there and people have to be vigilant, but if untreated, like as soon as you see a tick on you, for me, I'm not an antibiotic user. I don't rush to get that, but because it's a bacterial infection, it makes sense. I just think there are other things that need to be supported, in my opinion. Good morning. Good morning, Wing Ho. How are ya? Hi, CK. Welcome in. Thank you for my roses. Yay. You're in Rockland? Camille. We're neighbors. We're neighbors, sis. I'm in Putnam. Iowa. I love it. We're from all over. All right. So early recognition and treatment, right? Important because Lyme disease can affect multiple body parts, joints, nervous system, heart, skin, muscles, cognitive function. So many people recover from treatment, but some people continue and have like a long-term Lyme. And that's where I feel like this information is going to be very helpful. So in Lyme, Connecticut, it started in the 70s. There was a bunch of kids in Lyme, Connecticut and adults that developed unusual arthritis symptoms. And researchers eventually identified a connection between tick bites and the illness. And in 1981, the doctor Willie Bergdorfer discovered the spirochete bacterium that was responsible for the disease, and it led to the name Borrelia burgdorferi. That's how they got it. Oh, we got a flash goal. You guys ready? Hi, Timothy. 11 people for a TikTok. We could do that. I know we can do 11. So that's the primary Lyme disease in North America. Lyme disease is caused by a group of closely related bacteria. And I don't want to, you can, for you guys that want to go down this rabbit hole, I put this information in. It's kind of good to understand it. Primary cause in America. So it's called Borrelia burgdorferi sensu stricto. I'm wrecking that name, but I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, Heather G. Good morning, Carrie. This is often associated with joints and arthritis symptoms. In Europe, it's skin manifestations, and it's Borrelia afzeli. It's all different ones. Europe and Asia, there's neurological symptoms by another strain of it, and motoi is like a fever illness. I didn't know that. Black leg ticks. And this one is just another one. Eye appointment this morning. Hey, I'm glad you're here. We have a new friend. We have 2 new friends, Camille and where's Jean? Jean's in here somewhere. Say hi to my old timers. Say hi. Hi to Jean and Camille. So how is it transmitted? So Lyme spreads through the bites of infected ticks. I just assume most are infected. Hey, Patricia. And ticks become infected after feeding on infected wildlife hosts, particularly small mammals such as white-footed mice. So it requires the tick to remain attached for an extended period, often estimated between 24 and 48 hours. I will tell you, I'm one of those people that got a tick bite on my leg, and it was not even on 24 hours, and it manifested 30, I want to say almost, let's see, that was in June I found it, or July. And the end of August, I was on a plane just recently, about 2 years ago. And I was infected with anaplasmosis, which is respiratory. And I was on a plane, and they were going to emergency land the plane. I was like, nah, I don't think that's, but I couldn't breathe. So it's crazy. Good morning, newcomers. Hey, Timothy, how's it going? So I don't buy that so much anymore, because I experienced, and I was with paramedics who, it took them like 10 minutes to get the tick off, and the head wasn't even into my skin yet. And it took like 10 minutes for them to get it out. And I freak over ticks. This is one place where I freak over ticks. All right, so not every tick carries Lyme. I'm not so sure anymore, but it's the little small ones. So who has a higher risk? Hikers, campers, hunters, gardeners, landscapers, outdoor workers, children who play outdoors, pet owners. Lyme is most commonly reported in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Upper Midwest regions. So it's common. It's hard to recognize Lyme because the symptoms can mimic so many other things, right? Fatigue, headache, fever, muscle ache, joint pain, brain fog, sleep disturbances, mood changes. And then, you get that classic bullseye. You guys have all heard that. It's associated. So Lyme disease for me is, so for me, when I think of, us building this kitchen pharmacy space, that I have you come from all different places. Oh, I'll see you later, honey. And you have different places that you have to heal yourself, right? From sleep to addressing the infection to focusing on supporting the overall. So to me, the question is, how can I support my body today? What am I feeling today? What symptoms are showing themselves today? You know, is my brain a little foggy? Okay, maybe I'll have a cup of green tea, or, you know, I'm going to stay away from sugar today, or processed foods. You know, there's decisions that you're making throughout a day to make you have the best day you can possibly have, right? And it's not easy to do because life happens. Hold on, I want to just see if we can pin things. Oh, we can't pin it. I have sleep problems. Yeah, so many of us do. You know, get your phone out of your room. Last year camping, they were blowing in the wind and you would find them all over you. Yeah. Yeah. Inside called. Oh, for your doctor's appointment? All right, we'll see you in a minute. We'll see you on the other side. So sometimes healing begins with treatment or with nourishment, or it's both, right? So while we go through this guide, you're going to see I'm going to go back and forth. So one of the most powerful tools for Lyme is obviously prevention, right? No, to get away from ticks. Oh, yeah. I know, but I want to be outside, Carrie. I love being outside, you know? So what I notice when I go outside, like these pants, even though they're comfortable and, you know, if I'm going to be out in the woods or I'm going hiking, I'm wearing, you know, the pants that have like the band on the bottom at the ankle. I'll wear those, and never dark colors, always light colors, and socks over those pants. And then I spray a bunch. Let me see if I have any. I spray the natural tick stuff. I have this one, Naturapel. I don't know how natural it is, and honestly, this is another place where I don't care. You know, sometimes I'm going the DEET route. If I'm up in the Adirondacks, I'm spraying DEET stuff. This Naturapel I've used a lot, kind of, and I also use like the citronella, peppermint, all, you know, those kinds of things, and we're going to get into them too. You know, people say ticks jump, but they don't really jump. What they do is they sit on the grass or on tree leaves or like low-lying bushes, and they sort of hang and they wait for them to come when I'm trying to sleep, and it's really annoying. I know. And they hang and they sort of cling on to you as you go by. So that's why they say always like do your grass low. You know, here in Connecticut, you'll see a lot of lawns. They'll do like a white rock bed along the edge of property that's by the woods. And that's so that the ticks can't get past. Now, keep this in mind. You can start seeing ticks in the wintertime. You know how sometimes in the winter, like I know in February, sometimes there's a week where we might get like a 55-degree week, 50s, 40s. Ticks start showing up then. They're little boogers. I like to call them the F word, the F'ers. But they're insidious. Good morning, Lauren. I know, right? I feel the same way. Look, Lauren, 77 pages of information online. I was very busy the last 3 or 4 days trying to finish this up. So wear light colored clothing so you can find them. Don't leave your hair, you know, if you have long hair, try and put your hair up, you know, go in the woods with your hair up. Because if they're on a tree branch or they're on if you scoot down, you're photographing things, they can get on you. Wear long sleeves and long pants and tuck your socks into your pants and choose closed-toed shoes. And then ticks are horrible in Michigan. Yep. These are simple things and they're going to help prevention, you know. You know, they talk about DEET. I know it's bad, but I'm spraying it on the bottom by my clothes and shoes. If I'm out for a nice long hike in the woods, like we have the Adirondack, we have what the hell is that long freaking trail by us that goes from Maine to Georgia? Is it Maine to Georgia? Oh my God, Adirondack. What the hell is the name of that trail? Oh my God. ADK? Lone Star Tech. Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Timothy. We have the Appalachian Trail. Right? Is that what it's called? No. What is the freaking trail that we hike? Anyway, thank you for the fan, Frank. You were close. I'm already one of your members. Do you mind following me? Sure. But not right now, Frank. And thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, the ADK, right? Appalachian. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? The whole thing is called that. Smaller sections, right? Okay, so we have this park by us. It's a state state park, and the Appalachian Trail. Oh yeah, runs right through it. So I like to get on that. We take the dogs and we go for a nice hike. A couple of hours, and I don't want to not do that, but there's there's a lot. It is Appalachian Trail. Okay, I'm like, oh my God, my brain. Sometimes I think that it's Lyme, sometimes with my brain. It's either that or for me, I'm doing so much and my brain is running faster than my thoughts can go. I don't know. I think that's more of it. But I do the natural tick spray. My husband likes putting the chemicals on the dogs. I'm not a fan of that, but they do get ticks and we have to be careful with our animals. But I want to be on the trail. And it's hard because, you don't want to get it. So I would say you're wearing long sleeves. Get that wick clothing so that you're not hot in the middle of the summer and stuff. And then, so cover up is the point. Prevention. Creating tick-safer yard. Stack firewood neatly, create the gravel or wood chip barrier or between wooded areas and your lawn. That's a big deal around here. A lot of people do that. We've never done that, and we have a lot of woods. I like all the way around. All I see are trees in my windows. Here, I'll show you. I never show you this side, but look. So all we have are woods all the way around, and it goes all the way to the back. So, there should be like a 4-foot stone or wood chip around our property. It's one of my goals, but I've just not had the time or energy to do it. But it makes a difference. It helps. How do you find ticks on Jackson? Izzy does a lot of brushing for him. It's easier to find them on the little ones because their hair is so short, and we find them all the time on the dogs. But my husband won the argument, and we've been putting this stuff on the back of his neck. I don't like that, but Jackson is a rescue, and he's that dog that can eat anything, he just has that immune, he's a different kind of dog. Like he can the little ones are a little more, fragile, I guess, because they're on cool setting is very effective with lots of fur. But Heather, once they're dug in, how is that? Hello, Jackson. Speaking of the monster dog. Good morning.
I have a golf lesson. Loki?
What?
I have a golf lesson at 1.
Oh, fun with,
I'm gonna drive down to Scarsdale.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I gotta stop at Target on the way down there. Can I use your car?
No, I need my car all day today. I have 3 appointments.
For what?
I might be back. I won't be back at 1 though. No, you can use my card for gas, but you can't have my car today.
Can I have some money today?
Can you let me finish this? And yes.
Come on, please.
Snacks, fleas, hate it. They don't have fleas, but.
Please. These dogs are well groomed.
All right, Jean. It was nice to meet you. I hope you come back soon. Gabrielle, hello. Level 13. All right, I'm hosting you. Hi, June. All right, I got a little distracted. My kid comes in like a little tornado and then goes away. We have 5 out of 13. 5 out of 13 for our TikTok. All right, so proper tick removal. Oh wait, let me finish this one. Leaf, you can't jump in leaves. Nobody in the Northeast jumps in leaves anymore. And if you do, you better be in like a white hazmat suit. Dress your kid in a white hazmat. And I don't care if everybody can be like, Lyme sucks. And if a little kid gets Lyme, it's like chicken pox. It stays with you forever. I don't mind getting chicken pox though, but it stays with you forever. You know, you can get it dormant. Let me see if I can find our tick tool. Let me see if I can find it. I forgot to look. Oh, here it is. We have these all over our house. For us, for dogs. Look, I should probably put this somewhere. Hi. Look, here's the tick tool that we have everywhere. It comes with a little checker, a little card. I should probably, this is where I'm not smart, but I'll show you. There's two. There's a bigger one when it's an engorged tick, and then there's a tweezer. And you never, when you pull a tick off your body, you never pull up, you twist around. But before you do that, you want to suffocate it with oil. Like I'll use castor oil or olive oil or sometimes I'll use a vitamin E oil. I'll let that sit because that loosens them. They start to not be able to breathe, so they kind of back themselves up. And then you stick this in and you twist and then you pull. Because if you pull out, the head can get stuck, and then you got all kinds of ridiculous issues. So get yourself, if you're in a tick area, make sure you have these, especially if you have dogs. Yeah, see? So the tweezers for nymphs, those are the little babies. And then for adult tick removal, it's this one. You kind of stick it right in and then you... Hey, Charlie. How's it going?
I have to work.
Hi, good morning. So tick removal, very important. Not to change the subject, have you posted your dog food recipe? Dog food? No, do you want me to do that? I can. It's not really a recipe, but I can make it a recipe. Hold on, let me take a note so I remember to do that. I can tell you what I feed my dogs too. All right, dog. Ooh. And guys, while we're talking, if I'm starting to create July's calendar, so if there's anything that you want me to cover in kitchen pharmacy or chef's table or kitchen hacks, let me know and I'll take a note. Hi, New York. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so don't burn ticks. Don't use nail polish remover. Don't put petroleum jelly. Oil for me is the way to go, and a good oil. Vitamin E, castor oil, olive oil. No petroleum jelly. That's just gonna make it thick. It doesn't help pull them out. All right. Around here, most people do not delay seeing a doctor for ticks. If you get a tick on you, whether, now here in this area, people will save ticks and bring them to the Board of Health and they'll test them. A lot of people don't do that. I think that's a great idea. Some doctors won't do that. Some town Board of Health won't do that. Some will. It just depends on, I guess, the area, but you could try that. However, if you get the rash or the bullseye rash, if you have severe headaches, facial weakness, heart palpitations, new sort of neurological symptoms, fever, call your doctor. They'll put you on a 30-day cycle of doxycycline, but then I would go to functional medicine doctor and start really, especially if you're immune compromised, especially if you already have issues or, chronic illnesses, you definitely want to catch this fast. You don't want it to set in. So one of the things that I talk about, and through that kitchen pharmacy perspective, is sort of like building that your immune system, right? We always talk about that. We always say, we've been talking about it for years, right? For a couple of years, almost it feels like a couple of years now. Naturopathic medicine, Chinese medicine, focusing on strengthening the body, like to respond. Yes, come on.
I'm just trying to.
Try to, have a strong system so that you can build resistance or respond to stressors that hit your body. So if you have already a strong immune system and you do get bit by a tick, you have a better chance of fighting off any type of illness that that happens, rather than having a weak immune system. So all the things we talk about, colorful vegetables every day, leafy greens, berries, citrus fruit, right? Omega-3 rich foods, pumpkin seed, all the things that we've talked about forever, right? Is really important. Recognizing the symptoms of Lyme disease, early Lyme disease, again, fever, chills, fatigue, headache, muscle aches, joint pain, swollen lymph nodes, stiff neck. A lot of people will say they don't remember getting bit by a tick. Maybe they didn't notice it. But you don't want to, especially in the Northeast, especially if you're out in the woods. These are the things that, you have to connect the two. Now, that's what happened to me in the hospital. When they took me to the hospital off the plane, because I couldn't breathe, I said they couldn't find anything wrong with me. And at the last minute, I said, I was bit by a tick like 2 months ago. And I didn't take any antibiotic for it. I did Japanese knotweed, right? I think that's what we did, something like that. And she said, let me test for that. And they drew blood, they tested, and it came back anaplasmosis. So, and that took, I think, 2 days, 24 hours, I forget. It was like a day or two later that I got the information. It can be very serious. People can, like I said, if you have a strong immune system, there's a chance you can ride out the storm and you hit the antibiotic and you're done. Hi, Anita. However, there are people who, if they get bit by Lyme, they're in trouble. Ticks are just bad in general, Anita, I think, so it's one of those things that you just have to be vigilant when you're outside. And if you spend the day outside, if you go to barbecues, take a minute, check your kids, check yourself. They hide. If you're wearing sandals, look in between your toes, look behind your knees, look, go in your neck, places that you wouldn't think. Just found one yesterday, don't like them. Yeah, exactly. Right, Lauren, that's exactly right. So there is a strain of Lyme, and I would say a tick-borne illness that somehow you become allergic or sensitive or cannot eat red meat any longer. Very weird. I don't understand it, didn't do a lot of research about it. But I have heard that. Very sick from Lyme. Oh, yeah. Yep, Bobby, exactly. This is not for me, Lyme disease to me. Like I try anything before I go to antibiotic except for Lyme. Now, I was told by a paramedic, oh, don't worry, it wasn't on your body long enough. So I checked out and decided not to take any antibiotic because I personally don't like them. Big mistake. And I didn't follow my own rule of if you get bit by a tick, call your doctor and get on antibiotic. So that's my thing. That can't eat red meat because they got bit by a tick. Is that what you mean? Yeah, it's Lyme disease is no joke. And wait, I want to get to a couple of sections. I only have 2 hours today with you guys, and we've almost covered an hour. So I want to make sure that I have this thing is 77 pages. Tomorrow night, maybe we'll pick up Thursday night because I don't want to go fast. A lot of this stuff you can read yourself too if you want to, join the recipe vault. It's $5 a month. But there's over 30 of these of Kitchen Pharmacy and over 550 recipes that are downloadable that you can, keep on your, desktop or phone. You'll always have them. So, but it's, it's there for you. Lone Star ticks, yeah. Later symptoms, so late stage Lyme, migrating joint pain, persistent fatigue, brain fog, memory, difficulty concentrating, sleep disturbances, headache, dizziness, mood changes, numbness or tingling, neurological Lyme, Bell's palsy, numbness, tingling, burning nerve pain, cognitive difficulty, short-term memory problems, sensitivity to light, headache, sleep. It's not a joke. Cardiac Lyme, heart palpitations, chest pain, dizziness, shortness of breath, fainting episodes, changes in the heart rhythm. So you guys get it. There's emotional and cognitive too. And so tiny share. Yes, I was going to say that the connection of all of these autoimmune and Lyme, a lot of times Lyme becomes the root cause. Now what happens, and we're going to get to this too, one of the reasons Lyme can be so complex is that ticks often carry more than one infectious organism, right? So a single tick bite can transmit multiple pathogens simultaneously, and these infections are known as co-infections. Now, yes, a regular doctor, they can test for Lyme, but the bigger tests, a lot of times, and in here are all the different tests you can do, and you can choose the one. You have to advocate for yourself, and you have to find the doctor that's willing to go down the route. You cannot let anybody be dismissive when it comes to Lyme. You can't. In here, I gave you guys all the different a lot of the different co-infections, Babesia, Bartonella. It is hey Frosted Frog, how are you? Hi Casey Ann. I gave you common symptoms, supportive foods, and herbs that you can use. Anaplasma, that's the one I got. Auriculae. There's a lot in here. And then you can I gave you supportive herbs and what you can do to clear those. Now, Paswan virus. I mean, there's some crazy things in here. And then I gave you a little chart that you can go to and read. Cher, I haven't heard that. Let me write that down. Wonderside. I mean, my experience with animals is that they give them much cleaner things, you know, much like even their shampoos. Have you ever seen like dog shampoo? It's like 2 ingredients and they're usually clean, natural things. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to use dog shampoo because this shit they put in our shampoo, you know. Wonderside, I'll check that out. It's great. Then, so I gave you like co-infections, and then I gave you hallmark symptoms, supportive foods, and herbs that you can use. Japanese knotweed is fabulous for like traditional Lyme. Wormwood. Now, what's interesting about this is, you know, I call it asparakeet. Not yet, and we will. If you get Lyme, can it become worse and worse with multiple tick bites? Well, if the ticks have different organisms and different different strains of different bacterias, yes. You really want to be careful with ticks. I don't want to, you know, I'm not a big fear person. I don't like to fear monger anybody. It's not my thing. But Lyme disease, it can get in you. And then it can go, like I have a friend that their life has completely changed because, I mean, I remember he had an IV of antibiotic directly to his heart. You know, I had an aunt, Lyme went to her brain. You know, there's certain things that you can't mess around. They carry more than Lyme. That's what we're talking about right now. Bartonella, erythrica, anaplasma, Borrelia, myomodal, a Powassan virus. So, you know, this is I would download this and really read it, especially if you have anybody that has Lyme or you think you have Lyme and you can't get your doctor to listen. This will get you educated enough from my perspective, a layperson's perspective, that, couldn't walk. I have a friend, the Lyme want to join. Sean just got Lyme. He couldn't walk. Blood work does diagnose, but there are specific, really good testing, and some of the testing ranges from $500 to $1,000. That is very, very comprehensive. Now, and we're going to talk about this, but let me add into it. We're going to probably go all over because you guys have a lot of questions. There's a German, is it German or Israel? I think it's Germany. Like my functional doctor takes your blood and sends it out to Germany, and they create an antidote to the bacteria in your body. It's like $1,800, but if you are really, really sick with Lyme, what are you gonna do, right? That's so incredible, like that you can get that, or that it's so expensive, or both. I mean, to me, I don't know, for me, because I'm in the world of holistic medicine and naturopathic medicine, my husband has insurance because he was in law enforcement for so many years. I know Lauren, right? And we have really good medical insurance. I never use it. I'm always paying out of pocket because medical insurance won't pay for this kind of stuff. So I have all this information in here for you guys, but to get specific about what your Lyme is, like I know somebody who just found out they have 8 co-infections, almost all of them. Some are dormant and some are active. And, they're starting this treatment of, getting the antidotes. So, but it's $1,800 for each infection. Now you're like, of Dutch and Genova, all of it, right? Hi, Chai Health. How's it going? Nice to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. So, you know, this is what you want. This is the kind of stuff, right? When you hit that persistent Lyme and symptom flares, and this is what I want to talk about now, the active Lyme disease versus dormant. Post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. It actually has a name. Hi, Sheriff. Thank you. Level 16. Whoop, whoop. I'm doing great. Life is good. Do you hear my babies crying? You gotta stop. They know I have the good stuff, the treats. I make these for them. Organic. Time out for a second, guys. I make them dehydrated chicken. You hear them? Like, you pull out, oh my God. You gotta see what's going on here. Sit, sit, sit. You gotta sit. That's not sitting. You're so funny. Hi, Mama. Hi, June. Hold on, let me just give them a treat so they stop. Little sharks circling. Can you hear them? They're like, do like this. That's how they sit. And Jackson's just staring at the bag. Here you go, Jackson. All right, sit. Organic chicken, I dehydrated it. Sit, sit, sit. All right. Sorry, guys. I made it so funny. Jackson's already back. He's like, that was too small. That's it. No moss. Go. They cannot keep it. Like, they can't. When you say sit to them, they can't be still and sit. It's kind of funny. All right, hold on. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So active Lyme versus dormant. Persistent and understanding persistent Lyme and symptom flares. So conventional medicine, patient, okay, there are different opinions, okay? Conventional medicine generally recognizes several categories. They say active Lyme, so that's an ongoing infection, right? It responds to the recommended antibiotic treatment. And, you know, I want to talk about this for a second. So what happens, now it isn't a parasite, right? But it's the bacteria is like a little they call it a spirochete bacteria, but it acts like a parasite. So when the antibiotic comes in, a biofilm surrounds the parasite, and sometimes that's why they make you do it for 30 days. So it's sort of the little thing like twists around and then forms this biofilm around it, and the antibiotic can't always penetrate it. Okay, so it kind of goes like this, and then it hides. It hides in the joints. It hides in, you know, wherever it hides, joints, tissue, whatever, blah blah blah, heart, wherever it goes, and that's why when it peaks out. That's why they say, oh, do 30 days. You know, maybe the antibiotic can get it, right? That's why sometimes it doesn't always work. Look at that cute little star. Thank you, Jude. Thank you. Let's see where we're at. Hold on. I want to see. Let's see where we are because we lost a lot of ranking here. Hold on. We're number 3 for friends, but we're always high in that ranking. Okay, here, the daily ranking. Oh, we're in League 3. We jumped. The other day we were in League 4. Thank you so much. We got back up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And that's the number to get another fragment right there. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. Thank you for my club cheers. Yippee. All right, share out the live, my friends. We need like 200 shares and lots of tippity tappity. Yay. Okay, so then there's the they call the thank you for my summer star, guys. The post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome. Some individuals, right, they continue this. It's fatigue, joint pain, cognitive difficulties, sleep disturbances, right? I've said these like 5 times now. The exact cause is unclear. I don't think it's unclear, sorry. It's, yes, the antibiotic's going to get some of those little spirochete things, but they're not going to get them all. I don't care if 30 days not. And now I feel, this is my thought, nobody else's. I don't know if it's true or not. I just listen and hear how people are feeling and are sick. And my intuition says, we're not getting all of them, right? We know that they cause a biofilm. So how do you crack the biofilm to get those spirochetes, right? That's the question. Now, there was all right, let me finish this thought first, and then I will tell you about treatments. So when people talk about dormant Lyme, it means periods of symptoms improve or disappear, and then they're followed by unexpected flares. It's sort of like, how Lauren has talked about lupus flares, or anybody with chronic illness gets it, right? Like, oh, you're doing great, and then all of a sudden with like RA, right? Yeah, I don't know, you get a stressful thing at work, or you have a stress about whatever it is, or something happens, or you get a cold, all these things, and all of a sudden now you're like, uh-oh, here I am in a flare. Or years later, I think, and I put this in here, I'm not going to talk about it on here, but if you're interested, young girls that, maybe they got Lyme when they were at summer camp or exposed to Lyme somehow, playing outside, and then they get the HPV thing, vax poke, and all of a sudden they have all of these problems. There is a connection. I think I put it in here for you guys, but there is a connection between Lyme and some of these pokes. You got to read it. And then you start talking to people and start listening, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. And so that dormant, a lot of people found that with COVID, with Epstein-Barr, right? You got COVID and you had Epstein-Barr, and it spiked and kind of kicked off this long-term COVID thing. A lot of people who have COVID have a very high Epstein-Barr markers. So this Lyme sort of acts very similar in certain people, not everybody, certain people. So significant stress, major illness, surgery, hormonal changes, sleep deprivation, major life events, immune challenges, vaccines. You got to look at your own body. And recently I went on ENP HRT. It flared my lupus so bad I had edema with pitting, short of breath. See? Yeah, you're I get it. We need to connect. How are we not connecting? We're both running at 1,000 miles an hour, Lauren. So persistent infection or immune dysregulation, right? Theories include low-level infection, biofilm protected bacteria. Now remember what I said, right? The biofilm wraps around this little spirochete and protects it from anything. Mitochondrial dysfunction, chronic inflammation, immune system exhaustion. These are all the things that, again, the human body is constantly being barraged. Environmental toxins, stress, shitty food. Now add tick-borne illness to the pile. And our job, to take care of our temple is to eat and do the best we can to protect our body, right? So these are the things, right? And you can go through all this. Persister cells I talk about in here, understanding the flares. There's a lot of information to understand, but the most important thing is that we keep our immune system as strong as possible. Low sugar diet, clean, healthy protein, high fiber with fresh vegetables and fruits, and what's the last thing? Fiber, protein, and healthy fats. If you stay there, you're gonna feel better. Did you think I was frozen? I had to collect my thought for a second, Cher. I was collecting my thought. Sorry if it looked like I was frozen. But if I am freezing, just come in and out. I have good service right now. Okay. If you're loving this, if this is helping, share it out. Let people know. Tap. Let's get to 100,000. Oh, thank you. June. Help June out. A little bit from everybody. Heather, thank you for the share. All right, persister cells. Some populations of bacteria that survive antimicrobial exposure. Persister cells are an area of ongoing scientific research, right? So biofilms. So what they mean by persister cells is once that biofilm wraps around the spirochete, you're not killing it. It's not going to go away. And they're a protective shield. So in the lab, it reduces antimicrobial penetration. It increases bacterial survival. So antibiotic and the persisters theory, the integrative practitioners, the naturopaths, they explain persistent Lyme this way. Antibiotic effectively target active spirochetes, but may have reduced activity against persistiforms. So what they're saying is, yes, antibiotics play a role, but how do you keep the spirochete from wrapping itself in that biofilm? How do you penetrate the biofilm? So there's certain ways that you can do that. One of them is with a liquid stevia, believe it or not. Nutrimetics makes a great one. If you're interested, it is in the LINK of my bio. I think there's a link to that somewhere. But conventional medicine says, just keep. It's almost like they want to keep us sick. They don't want to keep going, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd like to believe it is not. Right? Can you do depression? I can. You know that we've never talked about depression. Yes. Liquid vitamin D, 5,000. Sunshine. But yes, we can. No more food, little fatty. Come here. Let me hold you for a minute. You need some help. Do you guys mind if I have a little distraction of the pup? Because he needs love. Hi. The little boy needs some love. Look at that sweet boy. Thank you. I love, Felicia, when you guys give me some ideas because I run out sometimes. All right. So, and then there's the vaccine discussion, right? Some individuals and symptoms of flares follow vaccinations, HPV, flu, like certain different ones. You can do that research. It could be happening, it could not. I'm not, that is your choice, but I would just say, we just got an inactivity puzzle piece. All right, so for me, Hold on, I gotta let the dog out. Why are you here with me, huh? Can you go upstairs? Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Well, I agree, but by the law, they can't recommend any herbs or any alternative treatment because of dosing. Thank you, New York. Wait, Lauren, what do you mean by that? Oh, you can't. Like you're not allowed to yeah, I know. Well, that's why this packet is going to be so important, because there's a lot of information. I did the research for you. Right. I did the research for you based on everything that I have learned about this topic in my world. There's a lot of disclaimers in here. You have to do you, but at least you have the information to say, hey, good morning, Tyler. Yippee, Tyler's here, it's a party. But you have the information, and now you can take it and say, hey, I think this way, I want support. Right? That's what you're looking for, support. So, for me, what's supportive? What supports the resiliency of the terrain of your body, right? The terrain meaning your body. How does it work? That's a book, not a packet. Yes, here's my services. This is really an ebook. I probably shouldn't even make it a kitchen pharmacy book. It should probably be an ebook, but I want you to have it. It's important. Here's a quick moment for our commercial break. Good morning. Thank you for my good morning. Hey, Cass, you're too giving. Hi, Charlie. Thank you so much. So, guys, a quick commercial break. So, I'm Chef Liz. I've been working in organic food and healing space for my entire adult life, over 40 years. I've been a professional chef for that long, and I've been studying food and healing. And I came out here about 1.5 years ago, and I've been teaching, and I have set up a space for you to get all your resources. Thank you, June. If you go to the LANK and the BIO for $5 a month, $5 a month, that's the price of a drive-through coffee, you get access to all of this information. There's over 30 kitchen pharmacy packets with recipes, and then there's over 550 recipes for you to explore, and you're able to download them, and they're yours. You don't have to keep them on an app or on a tablet. You can just download them and put them in a recipe file, print them out, and it's all information. I have the free, all free downloads too. Premium Pantry Makeover. 30 seems low. I know. I don't want to overestimate. I'd rather under promise and over deliver. I think there's probably close to 45 or something. I mean, we've done one a week for 1.5 years. So yeah, there's probably a lot more than that. You can get t-shirts, you can get a mug, you can get all sorts of things to support the organic food movement. The best thing for me, for you guys, is that $5 a month. It's a small investment in yourself. Keep that in mind. Thank you so much, Kimberly. The towel. Oh yeah, you can get a towel. But you can get an apron. There's all kinds of fun stuff. It's on the TikTok shop too. Oh, is there? Okay, good. The LANK and the BIO, there's steps for beginners, so you could go in there. And all the t-shirts are organic. There's a cookbook. There's a cutting board. Look at my soup cookbook. This is our commercial break. We're taking a commercial break. Look, and all there's photos of every soup in here, and I'm working on the salad cookbook. We're just coming up with a date for photography. Gorgeous. I'm so excited. So excited. All right. And there's the services. If you're interested in my services, they're right there. You can click on that link. I love that. For 22 years, I've been the executive chef at Nature's Temptations. I owned a home delivery service. I cooked for the royal family in Saudi Arabia. I've been all over. And this is my happiest place right now, being here with you guys, giving you the information you need to create a healing space with yummy food. Howdy! Thank you, June! Guys, help June. We only have that much left, June. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. I missed the most important product. Tyler, help me. Are you talking about the All Access Pass? That's really the best investment because you get all the free downloads of the ebooks. You get the soup cookbook signed. You get access to all our Sunday night classes. There's 2 a month. It's like a $1,500 value for $49 a month. If you are looking to change your life with organic, clean food, that's the space to be in. June's there, Kimberly's there. There's so many people that have access to that. And then the last Wednesday of the month, we have a little webinar. Hi, April. And we are there. I'm there for you. Undivided attention. So join the LINK and the BIO. At the very least, get in there, get on the email, join us, pick something and get involved. All right, it's 9:30. Let's go. You ready? Thursday night is going to be part 2 of Lyme because we're never going to finish all of this. Thank you, Lauren, for all the like and love. Thank you for my fan club join. If you can, sharing and tapping is free, and that pushes out the live for us. All right. I want to quickly, the cooking classes are the best. We have the best time. This week, we made watermelon salad. We made all sides for the barbecue, and on the 20th, I would love to see at least 2 people join the cooking class for the 28th. It's the last Sunday, and we're doing barbecued meats. Chef's going outside on the barbecue. Thank you, Lauren, for sharing out the live. Hi, Farah. We are doing, it's June 28th, barbecued meats. We're going to go out on the grill, and I'm going to show you how we're going to grill, how we're going to prepare the meats. It's going to be good. So if you haven't joined a Sunday night cooking class, today's the day. You click on the link, and I have classes through September, so choose a different one if you don't want to do meats. There's a whole bunch. Let me see if I have them. They're all the way through September already. Can you believe that? Let's see. Let me see. Oh, here they are. So we have, we did all of these. Okay, barbecued meats. We're gonna be doing a grilled chicken, a lamb skewer, a pork tenderloin, turkey burgers. Clean your grill, sis. Hey, Farah. I can't wait to hear all about your journey. July. I'm like, wait, I think we passed July. We didn't pass July. July 12th, we're doing hot summer salads and refreshing sips. Build your own summer board night is on the 26th. That's gonna be delish. And then August, we're doing no oven summer meals, 5 ingredient organic meals. September, we have back to routine. We won't talk about that now. Comfort food lightened up. So we're gonna be busy little bees. I'm excited. So go check that out too. It's in the LINK, the BIO, and while you're there, download the Premium Pantry Makeover, and that's a free download, and the Organic Big Mac. All right. Get a cookbook, join the party. It's super fun. It's super fun. I have everything you need to be successful in your journey, one ingredient at a time. All right, let's see. Environmental stresses, hormone change. Okay, what current research shows? All right. I want to get to, these are personal flares. Okay, this is what I wanted to get to. Guess I have to clear. And keep that chat rolling. That's gonna push us out. I'm gonna share again. Are we allowed to share again? We're allowed to share again, right? Oh, the dogs are out of their minds today. They're in a mood. They're totally in a mood. Hey, Jacqueline, nice to see you. If you guys haven't dropped your heart today, go right ahead and do that. The Daily Heart Me Trio. All right. So the symptom flares of Lyme can be very unpredictable, which is kind of scary, right? Because then it makes you feel like, because when they're bad, they're bad. Anybody that's ever had a flare from any chronic illness, you know when you get hit, it's like, what do I do now? You know, and it just shuts you down for the whole day. Hey, Cher, welcome in again. Did you tap yourself out? So many people get tapped out. Wow, if you guys can tap, that's gonna bring people in and build. I'm sending the live again. I'm sharing it out. Get all my peeps back in here. All right. So this is interesting. So the way that the Borrelia bacteria works in the body, I think so. Oh yeah, it happens. The way it works in the body, they believe that it's like that it has this persistent symptoms, but it's like a parasitic infection. So some naturopathic, some functional medicine, the alternative world treats, hi Casey Ann, treats the Lyme parasite, the spirochete, as a parasite, because it kind of does the same thing in the body. So it's a bacteria, but it acts like a parasite. So it belongs to a group of spiral-shaped bacteria known as spirochetes. It's a corkscrew shape, and it allows it to move through the tissues in ways that contribute to all these symptom patterns. So it's actively moving, it replicates, and it gets very strong. Oh my gosh, that sounds absolutely horrible, but I know how it's true. It is. The dogs are giving me such a hard time. They're so distracting. If you can take them, it would be awesome.
They were in my room.
No, they've been on me the whole time, and I think they need to go out.
I'm taking them out now.
Thanks, honey. So under stressful conditions, the Borrelia may transform into a spherical form. So they call it a round body or a cyst form, and they appear like they're not as metabolically active. So, and then this is so technical, and I'm so bad at explaining it. I'm so sorry. But I want to really get to the biofilm, because this is where I think we have the most hope. The more research that I read and the more information I learn about biofilms is that once you crack that biofilm, in anything, in any bacterial sort of infection, you can, to me, you can start to, break it down and get rid of it. So a lot of people were being treated for Lyme at really, son of it, I bet. It's bad. It's so icky. It's not good. So, I want to talk about the stevia research because a naturopath that worked in our shop for a long time was really big on this, and I saw it work over time. But the die-off is really strong. You have to clear it. So when you have that biofilm, how do you break through? There's some research that happened. The name of the woman is Dr. Eva Sapi, S-A-P-I. And in the laboratory, in vitro, they took active spirochetes, ground body forms, and the biofilm community, and they fed it liquid stevia. And the stevia, the sugar, attracted, because a lot of people with Lyme, they tell them do not eat sugar because it feeds on the parasite, or the spirochete loves it, right? And it makes it stronger. Same like a cancer cell or things like that, right? So this is all in vitro, right? They really say they haven't done clinical trials. It makes me mad because why not? It's stevia, right? Probably because they can't control it and dose it and all, and patent it, right? But when they deliver the stevia to these biofilms, it was breaking them open and allowing the stevia somehow just broke the bacteria and spirochete. So herbs common. Okay, so when that happened, a lot of naturopaths, a lot of functional medicine, a lot of alternative doctors said, hey, this could be something good. Do you do it along with the antibiotic, right? The antibiotic, you're using it and then you're taking the stevia. I can't say that. I am not recommending that. I'm saying, hey, get yourself a good functional medicine doctor and show them the information that's in here and say, look at this, right? Now, here's some, I find that the most intriguing. I saw it, I worked with a naturopath that was hot for that. We got the Nutrimetics stevia in, and she would give that to her Lyme patients a lot, along with, some other herbs and stuff, and that really made a difference. Hold on one second, I have to take this. Okay. If you guys want to know more about what we do, you can join the movement right here. All right. So here's some common herbs. Somebody was asking about herbs and supplements. For me, herbs are more effective than saying take a supplement, unless you're doing like nattokinase or some of those other ones. But here's the herbs that I think are the best. They talk about wormwood, which is a parasitic herb. Japanese knotweed, cat's claw, Chinese skullcap. Now, I can't take andrographis, but Andrographis is an immune support. It's an immune support, so and really good. It's a good herb. I can't use it because I overused it. I didn't listen to the box. Hold on, I got the doggy in. I didn't listen to the way I was supposed to take it, and I took more than I should have. And come on, Jackson. And I got myself, I got anaphylactic from it. So, guys, that's our last bit. That's all we need, that little bit. June did most of it. She did so much. Wait, let me say thank you to all the people that helped. June, Lauren, Timothy, Chai Health, Anita, New York, Casey Ann, April, Felicia, thank you so much. If you guys can support and help, that's so good. We're so close. It's like a galaxy away. A galaxy away. All right. Let me see. I want to see Chinese medicine. Okay. I want to see more. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. I want to find, we're going to talk about the food part. Thank you, Lauren. I love my little heart. I want to get to some of the herbs. Hold on. CoQ10 is gonna help mitochondrial support, that powerhouse of the cell, and that's gonna help with fatigue and energy production. So CoQ10 works. Let me see. I want to find, is very helpful. Here we go. The Japanese knotweed, so let's go into this in depth, right? Healthy inflammatory response, circulation, and nervous system support. Cat's claw is from a vine native to South America, and it's traditionally used to support immune, inflammatory balance, and general resilience. So that's a great herb. Chinese skullcap, nervous system function, healthy inflammatory response, and antioxidant. So a lot of times you'll get these like Lyme, bottles that help, and there'll be a compilation of these. Andrographis is immune support and broad spectrum. Thank you, April, so much. I appreciate all the help. Yeah, we did it. Woo, woo. And then thank you, the Cryptolepis, Cryptolepis, an herb discussed with Babesia protocols. This supports the microbial balance and immune support. Sweet wormwood also is really important, and that's like an anti-parasitic, and it also offs the anti-parasitic. So for me, what I did is I was taking the and it made me sick. I have to tell you, the die-off is intense. But I was taking the stevia, and then I had a compilation of all of these with the exception of Andrographis, and I took that for, I think almost 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm getting ready. It's like been a year. So I'm getting ready to retest again to see where the Lyme is, if I've, knocked it out. And then the last, there's a couple more. There's another herb here. It's called Houtnia. It's HouttuYnia. And this is part of the Bartonella-focused herbal approaches. It's immune balance and healthy inflammatory. Now, in the beginning of this little this ebook, you will find each co-infection and which herbs work with it. Again, you're going to do this under your practitioner guidance, and you're going to say, look, this is the research. I want to do this, right? And then you can either, Robin, you can either do it with them or kind of, learn and be an advocate. Sida acuta. This is discussed with herbal Lyme products, and it's utilized under, you have to get this one professionally. SIDA ACUTA. We're good. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about emerging. I'm so glad I put page numbers on this stuff. It's so much easier. I want to put these like this. I want to talk the next 20 minutes about cutting edge therapies. Hey, Nate. And then we're going to pick up with the food piece tomorrow. So part 2 of our 77-page ebook is going to be food tomorrow night. Okay, cutting edge emerging therapies. I think these are important and they should be known about. And when you do that, thank you for sharing the live. Ozone therapy. This is interesting. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about this ozone therapy and how it helped knock out their Lyme. They did it 3 or 4 times, and seasonal allergies. It usually ranges from I think $500 to $700. And it's not it does it, if you do it a couple of times, I can't remember what she said. I think she did it once or twice. And they remove a certain percentage of your blood, add oxygen and medical grade ozone, I should say, in, and then they re-infuse the blood back into the body. And it helps energy level, pain, brain fog, overall wellness. But Lyme specific research, while it's limited, naturopaths who are doing this have seen, some benefits. Again, I'm putting in here, ozone therapy is not considered standard Lyme treatment. Do your own research, ask your own questions. The EBOO therapy, that's where they're taking the blood out and sort of redoing it. Some people say, oh, it's temporary, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. But the people that are doing it are getting results. Can't tell you. Detoxification, circulation, oxygen delivery, supporting the immune. Very expensive. It can range from $3,000 to $7,000. You need 3 treatments. I think the whole thing ranges about between $5,000 and $7,000, but people are getting results. Again, it's limited. You get better energy. It reduces neurological symptoms. Does it heal, kill, take out, unalive the bacteria? Got to do your own research, ask your own questions. But I would be remiss not to add it in here for you guys to do your own research because nobody talks about it. Now, of course, unfortunately, these therapies are not paid for by insurance, which I think is gross, but a lot of Lyme people with Lyme, and I bet Farah, you can tell me this, intravenous nutrient therapy, vitamin C, glutathione, phosphatidylcholine. So vitamin C, antioxidant, defense, immune, and tissue repair. Glutathione, detoxification pathways, and oxidative stress. If you have ever done a glutathione push, for 3 days, your brain is like, oh, now I know what brain fog is. It's really wonderful. Phosphatidylcholine, cell membrane and neurological function support. Magnesium, muscle relaxation, nervous system balance, energy production. Oops, I missed it. What did you miss, Gail? The vitamins? I'm talking about vitamin therapy. Vitamin C, glutathione, and phosphatidylcholine, and this is IV. We're gonna pick up tomorrow night, our Thursday night class, because this is 77 pages of information, and we're up to page 40. Again, I have put caveats all throughout this of, disclaimers, I should say. IV treatment supports overall wellness, but the role in Lyme treatment remains limited. Infrared sauna, it uses light energy to generate heat within the body. Again, some people with Lyme have varying heat tolerance, start slow, but people say it helps. So in Europe, the biological medicine community is doing very interesting things. They're doing an autologous immune therapy where they're taking their own blood and, a patient's blood and creating like an antidote for the specific Lyme bacterias. They are seeing tremendous results from that. Frequency-based, like Rife therapy devices or the microcurrent therapies, people get good results from that. Don't know. Low-dose immunotherapy. Don't know. Worth a try. If you are really having a rough time with Lyme, these are, pretty intense treatments that I would say explore, look at, you have to look at a bunch of things, finances, all those things. Now, Farah was just down at a clinic doing some healing work, and she was just saying how many people were down there, trying to heal from Lyme. If you have long-term issues with Lyme or any chronic illness, this stuff becomes, these types of treatments become very important. So keep that in mind. We've almost finished all our goals today. Very excited. Yippee! Thanks, Nate. I appreciate that. You're so close. All right, low dose immunotherapy, okay, stem cell therapy. Got it. Questions before pursuing emerging therapies. Thank you so much. Level 15, Nate. Thank you. Put you up. You're next. We got 10 minutes. Does anybody have any questions so far? Yes, Gail, this is in the recipe vault. So anybody with access to the recipe vault gets it. $5 a month. I mean, I could put this as an ebook and in the recipe vault. So if somebody just wants this, but I think it would be more money, Bye. Bye, Kimberly. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow night. All right. Before considering any advanced treatments, these are the questions. What are the risks? What are the costs? What outcomes are realistic? How will progress be measured? What alternatives exist? Is the therapy appropriate for my situation? And what evidence supports it? Hubby has EMG appointment. Oh, good. Right? So these are all things you have to ask yourself. Just because I put it in here doesn't mean it's going to be right for you. So you have to ask yourself, what therapies are going to work for my situation? Right? And honestly, for me, along with when you have Lyme, along with that first group of antibiotic, to me, I'm at the very least also doing herbs and the stevia. At the very least, I'm taking all of that because I think the stevia will help crack open the biofilm. Oh, my eyes are itchy. Sorry, guys. AI said discussing emerging therapies for Lyme disease. Oh. Nutrostevia. I like the Nutrimetics one. I actually have a link, one of those codes for it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, I'm just gonna see if I can find it. What I'll do is I'll put it in. I'll get it posted for you guys by tomorrow night. I'm gonna make sure it's posted so that if you want to try it and you want to get it, you have access. Okay. Yes, team. Of course, the replay is going to be in there, and tomorrow night at 8:00 we're going to pick up because this is a 77-page ebook. That's going to be posted in the recipe vault, which is $5 a month, but you'll have access to all the information. I'm wrapping it up now. I got like 6 minutes, but we're going to do the food piece. I also have in here about the testing. We have time. Let me talk to you about the testing. So there's conventional Lyme testing that the CDC recommends a 2-tier testing approach for Lyme. It includes an enzyme immunoassay, EIA, or ELISA test. And it looks for antibodies produced by the immune system in response to Borrelia infection. If the test is positive or equivocal, then they test the Western blot or immunoblot. And this results, and it depends on when you were bit and the exposure history. There's limitations, right? Timing matters. Antibodies take time to develop, right? So you could get a false negative. These tests are detected through the body's response to infection, but they're not identifying the bacteria. That is the important piece right there. Good morning. Thank you, Kath. We got all our goals achieved. Ooh, look, we could hit, let's see, I'm going to set new goals for the next couple of minutes. I'm going to do bigger ones. I'm going to do the, let's do the chef. We'll do 3 chefs. Let's see if we can make it to another fragment today in the next few minutes. I don't know, but let's try. We'll do one galaxy, and we'll do, let's do 2 swans. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can make it happen. Kath, level 32. Look at you. Rockstar Kath. All right. I would like Recipe for Healing tested with Linkchest and Vibrant. The FDA tests are not accurate. Yeah, they don't give you enough information, for sure. Thank you, June. We're going to hit that. Let's help June. Thank you, chat, please. What are we saying thank you to that? Are you saying with the help of all this? I'm so excited. Okay, antibody testing reflects immune response, right? So now clinical diagnosis remains important, right? Symptoms, tick exposure, physical findings. But specialty Lyme testing to me is where it's at, right? This is what we need. Why do we need this? Oh, I should have done corgis and light those up. But that's all right. We're good. We're going to do this. Let's see if we can hit it. We don't need a lot. We're so close. All right. They're more expensive, but they're better tests, and you identify the actual bacteria, and then you can hit that bacteria with specific antibiotics, specific herbs, and now you're getting very serious about Lyme, right? So you get the iGene X testing is one of the best known specialty Lyme laboratories. It's expanded immunobots, it's PCR testing, co-infection panels, and immune assays. It supporters believe expanded criteria may improve detection. And then there's Armin Lab testing, that's based in Germany, and that's the immuno-based one. It's, as they call it, Eli Spot testing. Hi, Superfan by the campground. Superwoman. I love that. Guys, look, we're so close to getting another fragment today. Let's go. I know, me too. I've been so busy too. I get it. It's a busy time of year. This measures T-cell response to Borrelia and co-infections. So you're gonna get more information. The polymerase chain reaction, PCR testing. This is direct detection of bacterial DNA. There's some limitations. Hi, Bianca. Welcome in. Thanks for the share. And then co-infection panels. Specialty laboratories may test organisms, including. So you just have to do your research. You got to ask, if you go to a doctor, especially functional medicine or these like Lyme doctors, there are great ones, and then there are ones that are taking your money. How do you know? Ask what kind of testing they do. Then look up the testing. Make them tell you the testing they're doing, and then look it up. See if that's the right testing for you. Don't just go because somebody said, "Oh, this is the best guy for Lyme." They are few and far between, and you need somebody that really understands Lyme because there are so many components that it takes a lot of time to figure it out. Which tests are appropriate for my symptoms, right? What are the limitations of the tests? What co-infection testing is helpful? And how will test results influence treatment decisions? And are there costs I should anticipate? Yep, all of this is in here. The questions for self-avocation is in here. And it is I sent this over to Tyler last night. So as soon as he gets this up, he usually lets you know in the Book of Face when he posts. And this is he's going into his busiest three days. Usually he's getting this stuff up by Sunday, but if he can wiggle in a time to get this up, he'll do it. So just keep watching the Book of Face. He'll let you know. All right. So now, tomorrow, the last half of this class is all the food. Robin, you made it look so pretty. A lot of this is food and vitamin support. Integrative Lyme treatments, Lyme care team, managing stress. I mean, we're gonna do all of this tomorrow night and cook. We'll do a breakfast, a lunch, dinner, and a snack. Thank you, Cher. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is really wonderful. New title gifter. Guys, look at that. You're like a galaxy away. Yeah. All right, I got 5 minutes. Let's see if we can crank out that second fragment with all this information. Guilt. Seriously though, this is really, I mean, I wrote this from a perspective of, a lay person. Yes, there's some technical information to try and help you understand what you're going through so you know that you're not crazy, because I think so many people are pushed aside and said, and are told, oh, that you don't have that, you don't do, you don't worry, or, it's all in your head, all that nonsense. But this is going to give you the information yeah, Lyme disease. Exactly, Lyme. But this is going to give you the information you need to explore other things besides just eating antibiotics and, IV antibiotics. 77 pages worth of love. And there's recipes in here. So, you're going to have a lot of good information. I'm here for you. So if you guys want, if you are on a healing journey, let me see, where did this go? If you are on a healing journey and you are trying to live an organic, clean, healthy lifestyle, you found the right place. Today is our kitchen pharmacy class, right? Here's our calendar. You can download this in the Book of Face. And if you get on our email list, join the movement right here, you will never miss out on any of the information coming your way. So don't, use this. Go to Book of Face. It just costs you an email, and you can download this. This whole side column is all about our schedule for the month. July will come out shortly. I'm working on that now. And I have a pretty good list of stuff. I think one of the kitchen pharmacies is going to be Prepare Your Body to Be Pregnant. That's going to be promoting one of our new. Bye, Cher. Thank you for all your love today. I appreciate it. If you know people that are trying to get pregnant, we're going to talk about that, which is going to lead into our book coming out. And I have a date night couples cooking for Chef's Table, high protein, low calorie for the gym girl, as a chef table. We're gonna do depression. I have quite a few things happening. So if you guys have any other things that you want to do, Gal, has he been tested for Lyme? Listen, at this point, the regular MD test for you is going to be great. Oh, if he's in pain, gal, it could be. That could be the base, right? 5 years ago, and he never did anything, and he hiked Mount Washington. To me, if I'm his doctor, I'm saying let's rule out Lyme. I would use the regular test that that an MD's office does, because you're kind of measuring almost like antibodies towards Lyme. To me, at this point, Lyme is like Epstein-Barr virus. You have one or the other at this point. I don't know. I'm shocked, unless somebody's lived a life on concrete and doesn't have animals, we should all be testing for Lyme. If you have chronic illness, fatigue, joint pain, arthritis, just rule it out. Rule out Epstein-Barr, rule out Lyme, and then move forward. Doctor said the Lyme is dormant. Yeah, but if he gets flu shots or pneumonia shots or COVID shots or any of those pokes, I don't know. Dormant Lyme doesn't mean you don't have Lyme. It just means that every time you have a stressor in your life, it's going to push it and wake it up. It doesn't mean don't treat it. It doesn't mean don't take care of your body, right? Thank you, Robin. Excuse me. Thank you. That's how I think. You need to book some time with me. We got to get hubby done. He doesn't do any shots and no stress. He has no stress. That's why it stays dormant. I would say that. Let's do shingles. Let's put that on the list. That's not a bad idea. Shingles. If you have chicken pox, you have that virus in your body. But I still think that chicken pox is an important virus to have as a child. I don't know. That's just my thinking. Measles. I mean, the Brady Bunch got measles and chicken pox. Why can't we? Right? Brady Bunch got measles. Alice, all of them. Mom, the kids. If your immune system is weak, Casey Ann, if your immune system is weak, you are prone to getting sick, right? So if you keep your immune system healthy, that's the whole point, right? Eating anti-inflammatory, eating organic, eating clean, no environmental, lessen your environmental toxic load, all those things. Oh, you got it twice? As an adult and as a child? Now, somebody around you could have been shedding the virus and you might have gotten one wild and one shed. I would need to know more. All right, my loves. I have an appointment. We almost got our second frag today, but it's okay. We did good. We'll do one last round. Here I am standing in front of you. We are 62 and our young adults and healthy, no commuting or biz travel, retired. That's good, Gail. I know you're always trying to get your husband better, though. Eating better, right? June, I love you. All right, you got it. We have this little tiny bit left. Come on, peeps. Help Miss June out. She's been a rock star today. Let's go. Just one jab and we got it. Yeah, Nate. Thank you. You guys are great. Thank you. Yippee. All right, tomorrow night, we are going to be doing part 2 of Lyme. I hope this helped you guys. I hope that it sheds a little light. I think, just for the record, antibiotics are good, but you need to supplement. Spider! Heather G, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate all the love today. You guys are great. Don't forget, join the Recipe Vault. It's the best place for you. It really is. There's so much great information. It's the right way. Go into the kitchen now. Cook something yummy. Hi, Gardner. All right, my friends, I am leaving. I have an appointment. I'll see you tomorrow night. If I cook tomorrow, which I don't think I am because I have a whole bunch of catering to get done and set up for. Best $5, better than a cup of coffee. That's one less cup of coffee through the drive-through a month. That's it. That's all you're doing. That's the LINK and the BIO. Ooh, in our friends, we're number 1. Look, within my friend group, we're number 1. Let me see if I can figure that out. You too, Kath. I'm trying to see where that friend thing is. Oh, friends ranking. We did good today. We had 8,000 people view our live today. That's pretty good, right? Yippee. Nate, level 16. Thank you, sir. Oh, come on. There we go. So many people look at our cute little fan club thing. Yippee. All right, I will see you guys. June, thank you so much. Have a great day. Heather, thank you for my heart. That's a lot. I will see you guys all tomorrow night. I'm very excited to finish this. We're going to do the food part. We're going to cook. Taresh, you're late. I missed you all day. I missed you all week. I will see you guys tomorrow. Better late than never. This is so true. I'm so glad you guys come. You keep showing up. Thank you. All right, loves. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, claim your points. Watch the replays on YT. Join the Book of Face. IG. All the places. The Organic Food Movement. I'll see you back in the kitchen. Always, Suresh, and especially when I see you. You always make me smile. You've been around for a long time. We speak in code. Yes, Heather. There's like a whole language. And then when I'm not on here, I'm like, oh, I got to get on the Book of Face. I'm like, what? I don't have to say that. All right, loves. I will see you all later. Bye. All right, hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Bye.